Welcome back, everyone. I just want to say a quick shout out. Thank you very much for getting me to 193 subs. I could not have done that without the all of your support. I know it's a different type of a channel. I don't show my face, so it's probably really hard to connect to someone that doesn't show their face on camera, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart for at least following me and continuing to support me. And thank you for subscribing and joining me in my journey thus far, because today we're stepping into the glamorous and gravity-defying world of Cirque du Soleil's Paramour. Now, this isn't your typical Broadway musical. Paramour is a fusion of theatrical storytelling and jaw-dropping acrobatics with a love triangle set against the backdrop of Golden Age Hollywood. Now, the production was Cirque du Soleil's first resident musical theater show at the Lyric Theater on Broadway, with French theatrical director Philippe Decoufflet and West Tyler as storywriters. Now, this special theatrical production was themed to the Golden Age of Hollywood and followed the life of a poet who was forced to choose between love and art. Now, the production added many new elements for Broadway, including a book-driven love story narrative, live musicians, and professional actors in lead roles, but with the Cirque du Soleil aesthetic integrated throughout the entire production. Now, Cirque du Soleil, if you're not familiar, is not only a Canadian entertainment company, but it's the largest contemporary circus producer in the world. Now, located in the inner city area of St. Michael, Montreal, it was founded in June of 1984 by former street performers Guy Liberté and Giles Sticroy. Now, originating as a performing troupe called the Stiltwalkers, they toured Quebec in various forms between 1979 and 1983. Their initial financial hardship was relieved in 1983 by a government grant from the Canada Council for the Arts to perform as part of the 450th anniversary celebrations of Jacques Cartier's voyage to Canada. Now, their first official production, Le Grand Tour de Cirque du Soleil, was a success in 1984, and after securing a year of funding, Liberté hired Guy Caron from the National Circus School to recreate it as a proper circus. Its theatrical, character-driven approach and the absence of performing animals helped define Cirque du Soleil as the contemporary circus that it remains today. Now, after both financial successes and failures in the late 1980s, the company expanded rapidly through the 1990s and 2000s, growing from one production to dozens of shows in over 300 cities across 6 different continents. By 2017, the company employed 4,900 people from 50 countries and generated an annual revenue of approximately $1 billion. Now, fun fact here, the multiple permanent Las Vegas shows alone play to more than 9,000 people a night, 5% of the city's visitors adding to the over 100 million people who have seen Cirque du Soleil productions worldwide. Now, Cirque du Soleil's Paramour officially opened at the Lyric Theater in May of 2016, running for 366 performances and grossing, get ready for this, a total of over $1 million in its first 6 shows. Now, fun fact, despite average box office sales, it was rumored that Cirque du Soleil was allegedly paid $23 million to terminate its contract early, in order to vacate the Lyric and allow for the necessary renovations for the show's successor, which would be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which had a sold-out track record since opening on the West End. What I can say is either way, both shows left audiences wondering, how did they do that? But for entirely different reasons. And if you were lucky enough to be in the front row, you braced yourself because you probably endured a painful neck ache from looking up so much. Now, Baron Wade of Las Vegas Weekly wrote, "I think that what made Paramour truly special was the unique element of the acrobats in a more real-life setting. It felt like one minute I was watching a big Broadway show, but all of a sudden these crazy acrobatics would happen in scenes and scenarios where they were least expected. Adding, I love the show and would highly recommend it to anyone who is both a Broadway and Cirque fan. Now, Rex Reed of the New York Observer said if your demands are not high and you don't try to make too much sense of the wobbly so called plot, there's a lot of skill on view here that is fun to watch. Paramour is a dream conceived by P.T. Barnum but revised by Bob Fosse, and some of it works even better on a Broadway stage than in a traditional circus tent. So, folks, Paramour reminds us that art can take many, many forms, and that sometimes the most captivating stories are told through movement and visual poetry as much as through words and music. It's a reminder that passion and creativity can soar to incredible heights, both on stage and in the air. Until next time, keep your eyes open for the extraordinary, and remember, the greatest performances are the ones that leave you breathless. All right, guys, so all I have to do is crawl into this cannon, and then what happens? Okay, I'll just stand right here next to this fake circus lion. Man, he looks so real.